ਮਾਰਨਿੰਗ ਭਾਜੀ, ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ। ਠੀਕ ਹੋ ਭਾਜੀ, ਕਿਵੇਂ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ?
ਹਾਂ, ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਜੀ, ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ।
ਅੱਜ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਯੂਰਪ ਵਾਲੀ ਡੀਲ ਆ ਜੀ, ਉਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ, ਫਿਰ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਅਪ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ ਅੱਜ ਥੋੜਾ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਕੱਲ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਅਪ ਹੋਏ ਸੀਗੇ, ਤਾਂ
ਜੀ
ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਉੱਪਰ ਨੂੰ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਸੀਗੀ।
ਜੀ
ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਥੋੜੀ ਸਵੇਰ ਦੀ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਡਾਊਨ ਸਾਈਡ ਜਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ।
ਜੀ
ਤਾਂ
ਤੇ
ਯੈਸ, ਫਿਊਚਰਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਰਾਤੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਪਿਕਅਪ ਹੋਏ। ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ, ਪਹਿਲੀ ਗੱਲ ਤਾਂ
ਜੀ
ਯੂਰਪ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਡੀਲ ਹੋਈ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ 15% ਤੋਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਟੈਰਿਫ ਲਾਇਆ ਹੈਗਾ।
ਜੀ
ਤਾਂ ਬਾਕੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਡੋਨਾਲਡ ਟਰੰਪ ਨੇ ਅਨਾਊਂਸਮੈਂਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ ਕੱਲ ਦੀ। ਸੋ
ਜੀ
ਜਦੋਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਖੁੱਲੀ 6 ਵਜੇ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸੀ ਆਲਮੋਸਟ ਦੇ ਵਰ ਰੀਲੀ ਅਪ above the very strong to the upside, but right now they have come down. Let's take a look at the chart. So
ਜੀ
this was the open yesterday, and this was a gap up to the upside. Since then, the market has been coming to the downside. It's pretty much coming around the 64.35 level. That's where it's sitting this morning. And yeah, if you look at the Nasdaq futures, same thing. They had a gap up yesterday, last night, and ever since they've been coming to the downside. So the market has been really focusing on the deal. So they got the Europe deal done. Then we also got a lot of this week. We're going to have a lot of information out. Earnings. We're looking at earnings. We're looking at 3 monetary rate changes, and there is a lot going on, and there's a lot to talk about this week.
ਜੀ ਭਾਜੀ। ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਭਾਜੀ ਅੱਜ ਡੀਲ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਟੈਸਲਾ ਦੀ ਤੇ ਸੈਮਸੰਗ ਦੀ, ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਲੱਗ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ? ਉਹਦਾ ਕੀ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ?
So Tesla agreed to buy some Samsung chips. That's what's going on. Instead of going to NVIDIA, they're going to Samsung, or they're going to the TSMC. They're buying NVIDIA, not the NVIDIA, the Samsung chip. So that's a deal they made this morning. And what is the Tesla stock going on this morning? Tesla is in the news. Tesla is a little bit up this morning, but still it's going a little bit sideways. But I still have my view. This is good, a little bit overpriced. And if you look at this triangle, I could see this triangle break either to the upside or the downside. Chances of breaking to the downside are good. EVs are not, we saw the earnings come out. Even though they were beat on numbers, these were lower forecasted numbers on Tesla. So not very good. Doing so, the numbers are down. These were beaten up numbers. Even the future numbers, the forecasted numbers were not that great. So I see this stock coming down a little further to the downside once it breaks this, especially the triangle.
ਜੀ ਹੋਰ ਭਾਜੀ ਕੋਈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਨਿਊਜ਼ ਹੋਵੇ ਸਟਾਕ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ? ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਛੋਟੇ ਸਟਾਕ ਤੋਂ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕਰ ਲੈਣਾ ਇਸ ਤੋਂ।
Just what's coming out this week, we'll discuss that. What's coming on, tomorrow we have Joel's jobs number coming out. There's a lot of data this morning, and that's coming out next week. And the data that is, especially if you look at the Joel's jobs number, and we got earnings coming out. We got 3 monetary banks that are making a rate change decision that's coming up. So and earnings, we got Meta earnings, we got Microsoft earnings. So much data coming out this week. But today was going to be actually a quiet day because we don't have anything that is on the slate. But I will share with you let me share with you the calendar here. So we're looking at the calendar. Basically nothing today. It's pretty much dead market, other than the news we had from yesterday from the Euro market. So what's happening in the jobs is the data. We get jobs data coming up tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. And this is the data from the last month. This is what this number is basically saying is what's happening in the last month. What the number of job openings were there? Are they going to be more or less? And this is important data for Jerome Powell to make a rate decision. If this number really drops off, that means there's less jobs are out there, and that's one of the number one factor that Jerome Powell looks at. And if it does, that could very outside chance of getting maybe a quarter point cut. If that happens, the market will be surprised and you will see the market go higher. But if not, which we're holding, we're thinking of it's going to hold the rate at 4.5. I don't think there's going to be any changes, but outside chance. So what else is happening in the market? On Wednesday, we get the Canadian Bank of Canada rate decision as well, 9:45 in the morning. Bank of Canada rate decision. And before that happens, we also get the ADP non-farm payroll employment change. And that will also tell us what's going on with the job situation. And that's another number Jerome Powell looks at. Is it going to be up or is it going to be to the downside? So that will he will make a decision accordingly. Same thing with when the U.S. Fed rate decision, which happens at 2 o'clock, 4.5% rate. I think they're going to hold that rate, but outside chance that they may cut 0.25% on that. So the federal rate is, I think it's going to be hold here. I don't think it's going to move much. And eventually, what basically Jerome Powell's going to say is what will happen to the next rate, and that will be a cut, and that is where I think the market still is going to go to the upside. We already expect that him to say that, but if he actually says it, comes out of his mouth that he's going to cut interest rates on the next rate decision, that this could push the market even higher. And that's what's basically pushing the market right now. There hasn't been anything special that's come out of there. It's been earnings, even the guidance from a lot of these companies have been pretty much flat. So what's pushing the markets right now are the deal that they got, and plus hopefully the interest rate cuts that are going to happen coming up in the future. So that's where the market, I think, is going to happen. But again, there are 3 rate decisions on the same day. First, we get Bank of Canada, then we get the U.S. Feds, then at night we get the Japanese. And the Japanese are also going to hold the rate. The U.S. wants to have the Japanese actually increase the interest rates, but I don't think it's going to happen. They're going to hold in line with 0.5 rate, I think, pretty much. And that's 3 banks. And the same day that's going to make a rate decision cut. So as we go forward, we're also going to get the PCE numbers on Thursday. Again, this is what the number that comes out of change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers, excluding food and energy. They're going to see whether the prices have gone up, which is going to be inflationary. If they go down, it's a deflationary number. So we will see that on Thursday. And on Friday, we will see the non-farm payroll. This is another number Jerome Powell looks at. So if this is coming out on Friday, and average our earnings as well, this will show whether your wages are going up. If the wages are going up, that's inflationary. And if they're going to the downside, that's deflationary. If they're going up, that means a usually increase in interest rates. So basically, that is all the data that's coming out next week. So lots of data, lots of earnings, lots of bank decisions. It's going to be one hell of a volatile market this week.
ਜੀ ਤੇ ਭਾਜੀ Amazon ਦੇ ਨੰਬਰ ਵੀ ਇਸੇ ਵੀਕ ਹੀ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਜੀ?
Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, they're all coming out this week. So let's take a look at some of the stocks. What are they going to do? Amazon, let's take a look at the earnings on Amazon. The stock is up. ਅਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਚਿਰ ਦਾ ਸਟਾਕ ਲਿਆ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਹਾਂ। $160 ਦਾ ਲਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ, ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ $232 ਤੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਸਟਾਕ। ਤੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪਰਸਨਲ ਟਾਰਗੇਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ 240, ਤਾਂ ਆਲ ਟਾਈਮ ਹਾਈ ਇਹਦੀ ਟਾਰਗੇਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਰੀਚ ਆਊਟ ਕਰ ਜਾਊਗੀ। ਫਰਾਈਡੇ ਨੇ ਇਹਨੇ ਕਾਫੀ ਜੰਪ ਮਾਰਿਆ। ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਡੀਲ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਯੂਰਪ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਇਹ ਪੁਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਟੂ ਦੀ ਅਪਸਾਈਡ। ਸੋ I think the earnings are going to be good. I think they'll be fine, $32. So let's take a look at the numbers if the Amazon can beat the numbers here. So they're forecasted to come at $32. The revenue is coming at $162 billion, and I think they're going to beat both. I think they're going to beat the numbers here and the numbers here, and this will bode well for the stock. I think we're going to see a 240, even maybe this week if these numbers are good. So if you're looking for a swing trade, if you're looking for a day trade, I think Amazon makes sense here. going into the earnings. The stock is already up this morning about $1 something, $1.20, $1.30. It's already up. I see, and Friday it made a nice high around the 235. Even at this levels when it broke out above here, around 218, I don't know, and then at 225. We mentioned these levels. Keep buying Amazon, and it continues to the upside. I think 240 is easy for this stock, and after that, we'll see what happens, how strong the earnings are to decide whether this stock continues to go up. So it is a strong stock to the upside, and I think it will continue. So if you want to, like I said, it's a good could be a good swing trade for the next couple of days. And let's take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft is coming out Wednesday with earnings, so this is another big one. And the why I'm talking about these big ones is because they affect the market a lot, because they have a lot of waiting on the Nasdaq, and that will push the stock the averages even higher. I bought this stock. Remember the 21% correction down here? I mentioned it many times, and I don't mind mentioning it over and over again at $343.90 when we bought this stock. So currently we're sitting at 513. Are we still holding the stock? Yes, we are. And we're going to continue to hold the stock. So remember, if you look at NVIDIA was the first company that actually hit the $4 trillion mark. Okay. So Microsoft, I think, is going to be the first company that might hit the $5 trillion mark. And the reason I think Microsoft will do, Microsoft is better. It's very well diversified. They're just not a one product company. So they own, Microsoft Windows, Microsoft Office, the cloud, ChatGPT. So they got a lot of things going for them, and compared to NVIDIA is. So I think the next $5 trillion company is going to be a Microsoft. So last time we had bets on which one would be. Actually, NVIDIA beat out to the $4 trillion. So I think the Microsoft will be the next $5 trillion company. They were right there neck to neck beside each other. This is already a $4 trillion company. Okay. So that's Microsoft, and Meta is also coming out with earnings on Wednesday. And Meta is also going to continue to strong upside. It made a nice V-shaped recovery when we had the 21% correction. I think this stock will continue. It's like a cup and handle if you really want to take a look at it. Right now, I think the weak hands are being driven out of the stock. So anybody that's holding weak, what I mean by weak hands are those people that are panicking whether they should hold on to Meta or not. They're selling, and who's buying? It's the institutions. And once this stock comes up and breaks this high right here, which you can tell almost like a double top, the $746. And I think once it breaks 746, then the next level for this stock is going to be around $800 to $900 level. Why? Because I really think, I've been saying this for I think a couple of years now, they really have a very good technology that you guys haven't even seen yet, and they will come out with. I think I've been saying it way back here that this stock is going to continue. And I said it back here. I said it's going to be $1,000 stock one day. So it's sitting at 716, and I think it will be a $1,000 stock one day. So that is Meta, Microsoft. ਬਾਕੀ ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਲੈ ਲੈਣੇ ਆ ਕਮੈਂਟਸ ਲਾ ਲੈਣੇ ਆ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਭਾਜੀ ਮੈਂ ਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਮੈਂ ਟੋਕਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਨਾ ਜੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਾਈਕਰੋਸਾਫਟ ਨੇ ਦੂਜੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਕਟ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਬੜੇ ਵਧੀਆ ਲਾਂਚ ਕੀਤੇ ਆ, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਲੈਪਟਾਪਸ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਹਨਾ, ਤੇ ਫੋਨ ਵੀ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਆ। ਤਾਂ
ਭਾਜੀ that's not their main product though. That's not their revenue stream. Yeah, they have Windows based I've seen them, but that's not their main business. Their main businesses are ChatGPT and everything else. I don't think they're going to make much money in the computing. Why? Because everybody's going into cloud computing now. So I don't think the Microsoft is making money off those things.
ਅੱਛਾ ਭਾਜੀ, ਆਪਾਂ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਜੀ LNG ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅੱਜ EU 'ਚ ਡੀਲ ਹੋਈ ਆ, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਵੀ LNG ਪ੍ਰੋਡਿਊਸਰਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਜੀ, ਉਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਈ ਫਰਕ ਪੈ ਰਿਹਾ LNG ਸੈਕਟਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ? ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ 650 ਬਿਲੀਅਨ ਦੀ ਜੀ।
So what Paji is talking about is in Europe deal, they made over 750 billion worth of energy deal with the US. So
जी
Europe was going to spend $750 billion on buying energy products. And one of the products they're going to buy is natural gas, or compressed natural
जी
gas. That's the only way to really transport the natural gas. But one of the difficulty things with the natural gas is transporting it, and that's one way to transport natural gas is by compressing it. So the European Union agreed to buy. They were buying a lot of natural gas from Russia. Uh, Remember, the European Union doesn't have a lot of source of energy, and one source of energy is the price of oil, and then this other natural clean burning fuel, which is natural gas. They have a lot of wind power and stuff like that in Europe, which they're trying to create energy from, but they still need a lot of energy, especially when all these data centers now are popping up everywhere. In North America, we have data centers, and I don't know if you've seen in Canada, I mean, Toronto area, there are a lot of data centers that are popping up. They all need energy. The Canada is a full of abundant energy, and for that, I think we're going to see a lot of data centers in Canada because of our energy production.
जी
But the European Union doesn't have a lot of sources of energy of their own. So they got to buy energies from other countries. And they were buying from Russia. Now they made a deal with the US to buy $750 billion worth of energy as part of that trade deal that they did with the US. So is natural gas really pumping to the upside? Well, not really. It's a little bit up because why? We have abundance of this stuff. And a
जी
lot of people are still doubting whether the European Union will buy all that natural gas from the US. So that's what Pai is talking about, that deal with the European Union.
ਜੀ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਭਾਜੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਮੈਂਟਸ ਤੇ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਆ ਜੀ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਬੰਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਿਉਂਦੇ ਜੀ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਜੀ ਕਾਲੀ ਜੀ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਗੈਰੀ ਐਸ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਕਾਕੂ ਅਰੋੜਾ ਜੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਮੈਂਟਸ ਆਏ ਵੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਮੈਂਟ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਜੀ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਦੀਆਂ ਅਰਨਿੰਗਸ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਜੀ ਹੁਣ ਤੇ ਬਾਏ ਕਰ ਲਈਏ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੀ ਸ਼ਾਰਟ ਟਰਮ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਪੁੱਛ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਰਨਿੰਗ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਬੀਟ ਕਰੂਗਾ ਜੀ ਚੈੱਕ ਕਰਕੇ ਦੱਸੋ
Like I said before, I don't play stocks for earnings. I play stocks for long term. So if you want to play for earnings, I can take a look whether they can beat the earnings. So you're already telling me they're going to beat the earnings. So let's take a look. Can they beat the earnings? Revenue is consistently up to the upside on Visa, which is it's a strong company. I like Visa myself. Been a long-term fan of it and been holding for very, very long time. And if you a very small number of shares, I wish I bought a lot of them. This is a very good company. Overview on this is it's a Visa. It's already $692 billion company. Very small dividend, 0.6. So what we're interested in is earnings. Are they going to beat these earnings? So they're slated to come at $2.85. Last time they came at $2.76. This will be the high number ever if they do beat that $2.85. And a lot has to depend on this revenue. I think they will beat the revenue. I think they will beat these earnings, 276. So they got to have like 9 cents. I don't think they're going to beat the earnings by much. They might even come in even at 285. Or I would predict a number between 283 and 287. That's where the number will come in for Visa, I think. And if it comes at 285, it will be all right. It'll be fine. But if it comes under, Visa stock has really been, climbed up nicely from the bottom. Last time we made a recommendation to buy on this was around here, when this stock took a little bit dive to the downside. Why did it take a dive to the downside here? Because they were competing with software that will only allow the companies like merchants to buy only with Visa credit. So that's why this stock was basically going to the sideways here or lower, and this is where the recommendation was. Why? That was at $260. Now the stock has gone above like 372. It's gone over $112 and currently sitting at 357. If they do beat these numbers, I think the stock continues to the upside. Not only this one, you can take a look at the MasterCard, you can take a look at the American Express, you can look at all the debt companies that have credit cards are pretty much, they've been very, very strong to the upside. So I like both Visa and MasterCard and American Express. I think American Express even better. I like already came out with earnings, and they beat the earnings to the upside back. Where is it? Right there. They beat their earnings very nicely to the upside. So I like these stocks. They have all had a great one up. Again, if you want to buy for long term, even before earnings, you can. But if you're just buying it for earnings, I don't play for that. But I think they will beat the numbers.
ਜੀ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਭਾਜੀ ਕਮੈਂਟ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਾਲੀ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ। ਉਹ ਪੁੱਛ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਟਾਕ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੂੰ EU ਡੀਲ ਦਾ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਜੀ, ਉਹ ਕਿਹੜੇ ਸਟਾਕ ਪਿਕ ਕਰੀਏ ਜੀ ਅਸੀਂ?
I would go look at the ETFs. I would look at the European ETFs. They're already probably up, right? So I don't have the numbers in front of me, the European ETFs, but I can quickly take a look. Market data. Any European ETFs? Europe. Country. I don't have any. I have China. I have UK EWU, but I don't have any European sitting in front of me. I know there's a whole bunch of them. I just don't have the ticker. But we can take a look at UK or France. Let's take a look at the France one, EWQ ETF. They will benefit. These ETFs will go up because they all and they're already a little bit up this morning. And they're sitting at all-time highs. This is a ETF from Europe. You're actually France. So I know there's a whole bunch of ETFs from European countries, the ETFs. But again, they're all up this morning because of the deal with the Europe. So I think they will benefit. Some there's a whole bunch of them we used to look at. I just don't remember the tickers. Right now in front of the show, trying to remember them.
US ਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਸਟਾਕ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਭਾਜੀ?
US stocks will benefit. Look, ਸਾਰੇ ਸਟਾਕ ਜੇ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਜਾਵੇ, ਸਪਾਈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਸਪਾਈ ਜਾਂ ਉੱਪਰ ਜਾਈ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਟ੍ਰਿਪਲ ਕਿਊਜ਼ ਉੱਪਰ ਜਾਈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ. These ETFs are already benefiting on those deals. So if you haven't seen those, then you're really missing out. So look at the ETFs, look at the SPY, look at the Triple Q, look at the Russell 2000. They're all benefiting this morning, and the market's going up.
ਜੀ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਭਾਜੀ ਕਮੈਂਟ ਆਪਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਲੈਨੇ ਆ। ਇਹ ਪੁੱਛ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੀ CAVA, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੀ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਸ ਤੇ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਲੌਂਗ ਟਰਮ ਵਾਸਤੇ? CAVA.
Cava. Okay, let's take a look at Cava Group. Okay, so Cava is look like it went up, then it come quite a bit down. I remember looking at this stock on the way up, but I haven't looked at it for a while. What does this stock do? Cava, market capital of $10.1 billion. They are restaurant business. Okay, yeah, I remember this. Looking at this stock a while ago. They're based out of Washington D.C. Joe's Kitchen. Well, they benefit. This is like a restaurant business, right? Right now, the restaurant business has been going to a little bit sideways. Why? People haven't been eating out. Why? Because they don't have a lot of cash in their pockets. So what are look at the numbers. Price to earning ratio is quite high. Price to sales is quite high. Price to cash flow. These numbers look a little expensive to me. Okay. And if you look at, does it pay a dividend? No. Earnings are turning positive, but not very strong. It's a $10 billion company. What about revenue? Revenue is growing, but it's not bad. I like the revenue part of it, so it is going. But overall, the stock looks weak on the charts, and it's looked like he wants to go higher. It had a nice breakout, but if you draw the trend line from here to the bottom here, this is where the breakout was. If it can continue to the upside, but there's still been a lot of selling this stock. The numbers I don't like the fundamental numbers, and I don't like the chart overall, unless the numbers improve. And they do have earnings coming out. Keep an eye on those. If those earnings are better and the revenue picks up, then maybe worth looking at this stock. But currently, I would just stay away because I don't like the numbers.
ਨੈਕਸਟ ਭਾਜੀ ਗੈਰੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਦਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਇਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੀ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੈਫ ਬੈਜ਼ੋ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਟਾਕ ਵੇਚ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ CNBC ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਕਵਾਇਰ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ, ਇਹਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਜੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਐਮਾਜ਼ੋਨ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਇਫੈਕਟ?
And Jeff Bezos is got, he's got many shares, and his wife, former wife, Mackenzie, she also got a lot of shares. And these guys are just, it's a normal thing. Jeff Bezos has been selling shares for a while. It's been nothing new. These guys actually file with the SEC to sell shares. So you should have seen this even before Jeff Bezos was selling shares. So I don't think it matters much right now because the company is doing really great. Amazon is hitting, going to the 240. Even with his selling, the stock has been going to the upside. So, and there's a lot of hope that this stock will keep performing the way it's been and keep going to the upside. 240, 250 is not out of the range on this stock. Again, even with Jeff Bezos selling.
ਜੀ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਮੈਂਟ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਜੀ ਅਵਰੀਤ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਜੀ, ਇਹ TSN ਬਾਰੇ ਪੁੱਛ ਰਹੇ। TSN ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਐਵਰੇਜ ਆਊਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਜੀ $58 ਤੇ।
So TSM
N ਜੀ
and TSN. This is Tyson Foods. I like the stock. If you have it, I still like it. They make a lot, chickens and eggs. Again, and that in the U.S., which have been, Donald Trump's been bringing the prices down a little bit. But I think the future, I think this stock is really good if it's coming down further. And they got earnings coming out. They've been beating their earnings pretty good, but the stock has not performed to the upside. But I think it will turn around to the upside because everybody's got to buy chickens and eggs and everything else, food stuff. I think this will turn around. I don't see it coming down to the $45 range, but I think this stock can turn around back to the upside. How much dividend does it pay? Dividend is almost 3.69%. This company does make money, and the future earnings are going higher as well. So I like the stock, even the revenue is up. I like it. Again, they're into food and chicken. So if you're holding from there, I think eventually you will get your money back. I wouldn't mind actually looking at it closely myself to buy some of this thing more. I like TSN.
Okay, sir. ਨੈਕਸਟ ਭਾਜੀ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਇਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਜੀ ਇੰਡੀਕੇਟਰਸ ਬਾਰੇ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਫੇਵਰਿਟ ਇੰਡੀਕੇਟਰ ਦੱਸੋ ਸਵਿੰਗ ਜਾਂ ਡੇ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਵਾਸਤੇ।
So good question. Actually, I'm going to show you a whole bunch of 3 different indicators, the ones we use all the time to trade here. ਸੋ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇੰਡੀਕੇਟਰਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ। ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਨਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਰਿਵਰਸਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੱਸਦੀ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਰੈੱਡ ਗ੍ਰੀਨ ਟਰਾਇੰਗਲ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ, ਇਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਦੀਆਂ ਰਿਵਰਸਲ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਦੋਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਥੱਲੇ ਜਾਣੀ ਆ, ਜਦੋਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਉੱਪਰ ਜਾਣੀ ਆ। ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਇੰਡੀਕੇਟਰ ਹੈਗਾ ਇਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੈਲਿਊਮ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਾਈਲ। ਵੈਲਿਊਮ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਾਈਲ ਕੀ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਲੋਕ ਸਟਾਕ ਵੇਚ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਸਟਾਕ ਲੈ ਰਹੇ ਆ। ਸੋ ਇਹ ਇੰਡੀਕੇਟਰ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਆ। ਜਿਹੜਾ ਥਰਡ ਇੰਡੀਕੇਟਰ ਸੀ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਲਾਇਆ ਉਹ ਹੈਗਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਵੋਲੈਟਿਲਿਟੀ ਇੰਡੀਕੇਟਰ। ਵੋਲੈਟਿਲਿਟੀ ਇੰਡੀਕੇਟਰ ਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਕੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੀ ਸਟਾਕ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਹਿਲਦੀ ਵੀ ਆ, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ 'ਤੇ ਪੈਸਾ ਬਣਾਓਗੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਉੱਪਰ ਥੱਲੇ ਜਾਊਗੀ। ਸੋ ਇਹ 3 ਇੰਡੀਕੇਟਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਫੇਵਰਟ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ, ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਡੇ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ ਲਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਯੂਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਲੌਂਗ ਟਰਮ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਆ ਡੇ ਟ੍ਰੇਡਿੰਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡੇ QQQ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, especially ETF, it works really well. ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖੋਗੇ ਇਹਦਾ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੌਂਗ ਟਰਮ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਵੀ ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ just wait 1 second, it's trying to come up here. That's one indicator. This indicator here takes a few minutes here sometimes to come up because it looks very far back. Let's go to the hourly here. Maybe we'll get a little quicker. Let's go take a look at the SPY. It's a little bit slow on that. So let's see if it comes on SPY. Okay, just waiting for those red green triangles. We got the volume profile. It's very slow for some reason this morning. It's never slow today. I don't know why why is this slow.
ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਭਾਜੀ।
No, I don't know what's actually. I don't know. It's a computer slow or something is going on with this. Why this market is. Here we go. So the last time it gave us a buy on SPY was at $624, this signal here, and currently we're sitting at $637. So this another buy down here that was really good, $598, and that was a strong buy to the upside. Why did we didn't take these red signals here? Why? Because the trend of the market is to the upside. So when you look at it, you need a good breakout to the upside or the downside, and when you follow these signals, you can just trade on that. Instead of going researching and finding this stock, these actually work really well combination with the volume profile. So we have favorite indicators. Our indicator that's available actually on TradingView. It's called volume profile. Okay, and this indicator is also available on the TradingView platform. This indicator is not available on it's our own personal indicator that we developed that we use for trading. Okay, and it's really good for day trading as well if anybody wanted to use it. When we day traded, we come down to the 1 hour or we come down to the 4-hour chart, which is a little bit of swing trades for the week. You can really use it for. It really works well. So this was a 1-hour trade. Like I said, last time it gave us a signal on SPY to buy was at $624. It still hasn't given us a sell signal, and it's sitting at $637, which is saying the market is even going higher. So those are our favorite indicators. And if you want to learn about more indicators, we'll be more than happy to teach you. We actually teach it in our Discord. How you can use these indicators and how you can get all these 3 indicators at the same time. If you join us in our Discord, you can find us there. We trade every day, Monday to Friday, basically. We trade with these indicators. So, and we also have actually ਭਾਜੀ ਇੱਕ auto algo भी ਬਣਾਈ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ auto trade ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ. If you want to learn to auto trade, actually really good. I'll show you one ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਆ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਚੱਲੀ ਆ. Let me show you on the 5-minute chart. That algo we trade on the 5-minute. So ਇਹਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਟ੍ਰੇਡ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ. Let me bring it down. This is not the one.
ਮੈਂ ਵੱਡਾ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਭਾਈ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ, this one here. ਹਾਂਜੀ. So if you look at this here, this is what I wanted to show you. It took a sell trade way up here. Okay, it took a sell trade. It actually kept on going all the way down. It's still going down, and now we got actually another sell trade here. So it's been selling all the way to the downside. This was if this trade here was at 561, it came as this is a big side to the downside, huge profit here. Same thing with this one. If you don't know how to trade, actually this will take a trade for you. You can do after that. You can take over manually and close the trade profit wherever you want. Again, I can't teach you here in 2 minutes, but if you're learning, if you want to learn all this trading, you want to learn the algo trades, you want to use our indicators, you can contact us in our Discord.
ਜੀ ਲਿੰਕ ਭਾਜੀ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਭਲਾ ਜੀ ਡਿਸਕਾਊਂਟ ਦਾ ਜੀ.
I'll give you my phone. ਭਾਜੀ phone number change ਆਪਣਾ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਵਿੱਚ 416-577-2321 416-577-2321. The reason I give you a phone number instead of a link to our TikTok because ਭਾਜੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਕੈਮਰਸ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੁੱਟਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਭਾਜੀ 416 ਤੋਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਸੀਗਾ?
577
2321.
Yeah. So you can get hold of us there, and this is just send me a message on the WhatsApp, and I'll show you. Like you know what? There is no cost to looking at it. You want to trade it, even use it for a week, 2 weeks. We don't charge you anything until you're satisfied. You're really good at it. You like it. It works. This is our own creation. This algo, I created it. My own. I like programming a lot. I do a lot of stuff. So if you're interested, this is something that we do extra for our members. Remember, our main goal is to teach people how to trade. Okay, you gotta learn how to trade. These things are extra things you can actually use for making money. Okay. So ਭਾਜੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਐਂਡ ਕਰ ਦਈਏ ਆਪਾਂ ਅੱਜ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਭਾਜੀ.
So thank you so much, everybody, for joining. And tomorrow, Joel's jobs number are coming in. On Wednesday, all the interest rate decisions. So going to be lots of volatility in the market. So market's going to be up and down. So be very careful what you buy and sell, and don't get stuck in anything. Okay. So we'll see you tomorrow morning. Sat Sri Akal ji ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਭਾਜੀ।